for more. Fourth down territory, the line is drawn. We're right as the game rolls on. Heart and grit under Sunday night skies. It's do or die where champions
rise. Welcome, you cheeky bastards, here, the Cole County Entertainment Network. Oh, what the hell just happened? Hey! There we go. Hey, shit. Hey, is this thing on? Yeah. The power of technology and live fucking streaming, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody who knows me and watches my shows knows that technology tends to shove a red hot poker straight up my ass. But welcome to Four Down Territory here on the Cole County Entertainment Network. I am Ryan Neff, your host. Super Bowl preview plus other NFL news and notes. Here in the balmy Northeast, it got up to 33 degrees today. And then on Saturday, it's supposed to be 19 with a wind chill of about minus 15. So without further ado, I got a couple of guests with me. Mr. DEEZ and Mr. Chipper from Cole. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm getting way ahead of myself as I try to adjust my fucking screen again. They're from
cameraman.
Jesus Christ. Steel City Renegades. Gentlemen, thanks for joining.
How you doing? Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
No problem. Before we get to some Super Bowl shit here, since the two of you being the Steelers fans that you are, I have to pick your brains about the Mike McCarthy hire, the staff he's putting together, and do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back? So whoever wants to start off.
Again, Chipper and I probably share the same sentiment. At first, we were not thrilled, especially considering how quickly they seemed to make the decision when we had Shula and Nate Shieldhouse still out there. Subsequently, those guys didn't get jobs, so I feel a little bit better about that. But then, when he gets on there and does his press conference, tugs your heartstrings, you at least get the sense, and I don't think it's just getting the sense, I think it's just an actual fact that Mike McCarthy cares more about this job than any other coach that they could have brought in there, for the simple fact that he is Pittsburgh. So knowing that, yeah, he's a little older than what we would like, but I think he has an opportunity to be a very good bridge bridge coach. He's 62, so he's got a 5-year deal. If he makes it that long, which let's face it, we're not firing anybody, so he will. But I think he's got a chance to be a really good bridge coach, and he's going to give it his all because he lives there. That's his he can literally see his parents' house from his office. So I am excited about that. Excited about the coaching staff he's putting together. I'll let Chipper go there, and then we'll tackle Aaron.
Go, Chipper.
I totally go with what Dee said. Yeah, at first I wasn't a big fan of it, but it is what it is. And like Dee said too, same sentiment. He's going to be a bridge coach. Looking forward to the next up and coming head coach in 6-7 years. And yeah, I was literally going to throw it out there during our conversation, the fact that neither Shula or Shieldhouse got jobs, so that speaks volumes as to what NFL teams thought of him. So yeah, and as far as the Rodgers thing goes, we'll see if he comes back, great. He'll be a bridge, hopefully, for God, can't remember. Thank you. Jesus, how can I remember his name? Or somebody else. Either way, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think that people are reading a little too much into what McCarthy says about Aaron. Sure, I think he would absolutely welcome Aaron back. But at the same time, I don't think that they hired him for that purpose. And I don't think that he's coming in here begging Aaron to come back. I think that he is genuinely excited about working with Will Howard, and maybe he sees something there. And like I've told the guys on our show, when you look at Mike McCarthy's career with quarterbacks, he had Aaron as a rookie. Dak was kind of established, had some decent games with Dallas, but once McCarthy took over, and Dak has even basically attested to this, that once McCarthy took over, that just kind of took his game to the next level. So if I were going to groom a 6th round pick, McCarthy's not a bad place to start. I think that if Aaron doesn't play, I don't want to bring in anybody else. The only way that I would even sniff Malik Willis is if you can get him on a very friendly deal for maybe 2 years tops. Other than that, look, if we go with Will Howard and he is a 6th round pick and plays like a 6th round pick, then guess what? We get a top 10 pick next year in what's supposed to be the greatest quarterback draft class in history, depending on who you ask. So to me, it's a win-win. We can get Aaron back. Obviously, we need to get him some weapons, and I still think that he can play. If he plays as good as he did this year with a extra receiver and, I don't know, a competent offense, then who knows what we can do with him. And if he doesn't, I'm willing to let Will run, see what we got.
And let's be honest, McCarthy's offense for Green Bay and Dallas was a lot more potent than what our current offense is. I mean, we have DK Metcalf and who?
Yeah,
so
that's the biggest thing they got to address. That we need wide receiver 2 and 3, maybe. Calvin Austin's a free agent. I wouldn't mind keeping Cal around because he's that little quick, shifty guy. But I still would go get a definite number 2 and a guy that can compete for number 3, even if Calvin is here.
And he definitely has a lot more work to do with this team than he has with Dallas and Green Bay. This team needs a lot more help than what he had when he was with Dallas and Green Bay. Just throwing that out there.
I
Go
agree.
ahead, Ryan.
The only reason I was asking about Rodgers coming back is the fact that, when McCarthy left, it's not like the two of those were lovey-dovey and all buddy when McCarthy left.
Yeah.
So that's why I was picking your brains about Aaron Rodgers, because maybe neither one of them want to be in each other's company for a second go-round.
Yeah, I think it was a situation where they both just kind of got sick of each other there towards the end. I mean, we all have those friends that, every once in a while you just need a fucking break. And maybe the break has been long enough. And knowing that if Aaron does come back, it's a 1-year shot. I of course, we thought that last season too. But so I could see them patching it up and saying, hey, let's kick the tires on this thing one more time. But again, like I said earlier, I don't necessarily think that this is a McCarthy, I'm going to get Aaron and we're going to, tear shit up. I think it's, hey, do you want to come here? Because, I'd love to have you. But if not, I don't think McCarthy's going to be hitting the panic button by any means. And
to add to that, with McCarthy bringing in his offensive system, A-Rod knowing the system, it sure wouldn't hurt Will Howard to learn the offensive system from Aaron Rodgers for this year, and then have him being the starting quarterback, hopefully, maybe, we don't know, for the next 4 years.
Or even competing with, one of those stud quarterbacks next season, because there's supposed to be plenty of them. Again,
my screen's going to freeze again.
I'm
Gotta
not
wait for these guys to come back on my end.
I'm not writing Will Howard off by any means, but again, we have to face reality. He is a 6th-round pick, and maybe he benefited more from the Ohio State roster and schedule. But like I said on Renegades this week, I saw him play at Kansas State. Like, he's got talent. Now, he's not going to be – he wasn't going up against NFL talent every week in either one of those squads either. But, I'm at least willing to kick the tires on Will Howard without a doubt. And whether that's next year or this year, depending on what Aaron does, I'm okay with it.
At Andy Official 9 or TV 959 says, howdy, hope you all having a blessed day. Thank you. Hope you're having a blessed day as well, wherever you're tuning in at. Look, what did you guys think about the whole the whole Patriots thing with Belichick not getting in, and now Robert Kraft not getting in. Look, Roger Clemens ain't in the Hall of Fame because he took steroids. Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame because he took steroids. Look, the cheating abundant, rampant with the Patriots. What do you guys say? I think it's kind of funny, to be quite honest with you. Look, if you're going to do the crime and you get caught, you would try it. You would expect things like this to happen, wouldn't you, or no?
Look, as Steeler fans, and I can probably speak for Chipper on this, there aren't too many people that aren't in the division with the Patriots that hate the Patriots as much as the Steelers, for the simple fact that, they basically denied Pittsburgh probably another at least 3 Super Bowl appearances, whether that comes, by way of Spygate or whatever. A deep, dark part of me, yes, I kind of got a chuckle out of it. But at the same time, regardless of that, say what you want about Robert Kraft, fine. Bill Belichick not getting in the Hall of Fame. The man has 8 Super Bowl rings. I don't care if 1 or 2 of them came from a scandal that may or may not have, affected games. There have been several coaches that have come out and said that the kind of thing that they were doing, everybody was doing it. They just did it better. And yeah, it sucks because the Spygate especially directly affected the Steelers in 2001. That being said, the fact that Bill Belichick's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, no coach in the history of ever going forward can get in first ballot. I'm sorry. He's got 8 Super Bowls out of 59. Like, that's a hell of a percentage. Kraft, you own the team. Like, he didn't have anything to do with it other than hiring Belichick. Belichick's the GM. If you want to say he's not getting in the Hall of Fame, fine. He'll get in eventually. But the Belichick thing, I think, is absolutely ludicrous.
I am 100% agreeance with DEEZ about the Belichick thing. I mean, 8 Super Bowl rings. I mean, I say what you want about the Spygate, Deflategate, all that stuff. The fact of the matter is that the man has not 1, not 2, but 8 Super Bowl rings. There's no reason in the world he should not have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Robert Kraft, he's an owner. Okay. Do I think he should have got in? Yeah, but owners, okay, fine. But when it comes to players or coaches, I'm more apt to lean towards that aspect. I mean, again, Belichick, 8 Super Bowl rings. There's no reason in the world he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Do they shaft Brady?
I don't think so now, for the simple fact of the shitstorm that this caused. I think that there's probably going to be some kind of reform on the way that they do the voting, and I think that should be the case anyway. I also think that they should pull the limit on the amount of Hall of Famers that can get in. We're starting to get a hell of a log jam, and there's a lot of guys that are on that list that are well deserving of being in the Hall of Fame, but they keep getting kicked down the road because every year you get a new class of first eligibles that aren't getting in. If I could get on the Steeler bandwagon here for a second, the fact that LC Greenwood is not in the Hall of Fame yet is absolutely fucking disgusting. And I'm hoping that maybe them leaving Kraft off this year might open that slot for LC. But that's what, and the receivers, like especially receivers, there is such a log jam coming up in receiver right now. Torrey Holt, without a doubt, is a Hall of Famer. He's been waiting for a few years. Now you got Larry Fitzgerald is in there. Hines Ward has been a semifinalist for I don't even know how many years straight. And yeah, statistically, Hines falls a little short of those guys. But when you factor in everything that he did away from the ball, the blocking and everything, Hines Ward's another guy that I think should eventually be in the Hall of Fame. And I think that they just need to expand the class a little bit. You don't even have to, make it a big huge long ceremony because you have more players, or extend it. I've been to Hall of Fame weekend. They do it all on one day. Why can't you do 2 days worth of Hall of Famers? Just kind of clear the backlog a little bit.
And me being a baseball fan, I I can't stand the fact that Hall of Famers are basically getting in because of writers. I look at being here in Cleveland, I look at the Albert Bell. Albert Bell should 100% be in, but because of his relationship with writers and media, nope, they're not going to let him in. I, I just think that when it comes to football, and I mean Hall of Fame voting period, it shouldn't be just the writers. It should be, I think, now Deez, correct me if I'm wrong, but um, Football Hall of Fame is also partly past Hall of Fame inductees are part of votes too, right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
like Bill Polian is a voter, Tony Dungy's a voter.
Okay.
What is there? 50, I think.
But
Yeah.
They have 50 voters, and it's a mix of like longtime journalists and then Hall of Famers and
yeah,
contributors and things.
I just think it's a joke on both football and baseball sides that writers should not have as much influence as they do as far as who gets in. And then, like D said, we're going to come up with, especially on wide receivers, the way the game is now. Wide receivers, we're going to have a long game because nowadays the game is offense pass oriented. It's no longer running back oriented. So yeah, we're going to run into those problems.
Receivers are having 100 catch seasons left and right now. And like that used to be the god tier. And now that's like, oh, you had a pretty decent year. And it's going to get, especially over the course of the next like 3 or 4 years, the amount of receivers that are going to be eligible.
And don't get me started on the whole Heinz Ward thing, please. Well, we'll be here another hour and a half.
I mean, look how long it took Donnie Shell.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Some of these guys should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. Let's get to the Super Bowl a little bit, and then we'll talk about some more NFL stuff, and then we'll make our Super Bowl picks. I just took notice to the fact that DEEZ is wearing a Chicago Blackhawks hat. Don't even talk to me about my Chicago Blackhawks because it's another season of futility. So
it's been rough for a while now.
Yeah. Look, both teams are sort of mirror images of one another. When you look at the statistics, defensively, offensively, special teams. Now, a lot of people are hopping on the Seahawks. Look, I know the New England Patriots play the last place schedule. They played a soft schedule. Everyone's saying they played the soft schedule. You can only play the teams on your schedule, gentlemen, to position yourself to where they are now. What say you? What are you looking for matchup wise? What are you looking for in the game as far as what matchups or could special teams make a difference in this game?
Yeah, I mean, special teams could definitely be a thing, especially with Shaheed. Yeah, I always think that's his last name. Yeah, there is something to be said about New England's schedule. It was weak teams in general, but just the list of quarterbacks that they went up against was really like bottom of the barrel. That being said, they did what they're supposed to do against teams like that. It's kind of funny, like we beat them. However, if you just looked at the statistics without looking at the turnovers, we had no business winning that game. But they fumbled the ball and 4 or 5 times, and a pick.
5.
I believe there was a pick in there as well.
Yes.
A total of 6 turnovers. They're a good team without question. That being said, Seattle, that defense is scary, and that defense has been scary against some pretty solid teams. And I think that they're definitely going to have an edge there. Sam Darnold, we haven't seen the collapse yet, but New England's defense is tough, and they play the kind of football that can take Sam out of his game. They can grind it out. Drake May can make some plays with his feet and put pressure on Sam. And I think that's when you have the chance of seeing old Jets Sam or December Vikings Sam rear his ugly head. Should be a good matchup, though.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but Seattle's defense is just kind of almost reminds you to lead you to boom. To be honest, I mean, crying out loud, the number one defense in the league. And the thing that kind of throws me off is Drake May, Sam Darnold. They're both in the biggest stage of their lives right now, of their careers right now. Which version of which are you going to get out of them? Are you going to get the Drake May who's supposed to be an MVP candidate for NFL MVP candidate, and he will light them up and take advantage of Seattle, or will you get the Sam Darnold who's been playing like the comeback player quarterback that he was this year? I, Man, it's going to be a great matchup. That's all I can say.
Seattle's defense didn't look so great against the Rams, though.
Well, the one thing I forgot to mention real quick, the AFC Championship. I don't care what anybody says. I loved watching that game in the snow.
Mhm.
I absolutely loved watching it in the snow.
It gave me the old tuck rule game vibes.
Yeah, and for Peyton to screw up by not taking the field goal when he should have.
Yeah, what one matchup I think that could be a huge factor in the game is Hunter Henry, who the last time that Hunter Henry matched up as a Patriot against this Seattle team, I don't even think I think Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback, and I think he had 9 catches for like 140 yards. And this season, Seattle is, I believe, the 6th worst defense against tight ends. So that could be a big part of the matchup is watching how New England can take advantage of the short stuff, the middle of the field, Hunter Henry. But the receivers in general, on the New England side, you've got Diggs and Hunter Henry, and then a couple of guys that, you don't even hear their names some weeks. Whereas Seattle, obviously, you have probably the current best wide receiver in the game, Jackson Smith and Jigba. You got Cooper Kupp, who any given day can revert back to his old self. And then, obviously, the explosiveness of Rashid Shaheed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just hoping that my anytime touchdown scorer parlay hits.
So you saying you're putting money on Hunter Henry in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I currently sit on a same game parlay with its 5 legs, anytime touchdown scored. Let me see what you guys feel about this. Kenneth Walker, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yes.
Hunter Henry.
Yes.
Ramondre Stevenson.
No.
And Drake May. This is the one that pushed it over the line.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, like a touch push or whatever type of thing.
A scramble, whatever. Just get your ass in the end zone.
Statistically, I was like looking over all the stats, the team stats, rushing, passing. They're literally mirror images of one another. Now, Seattle's played the harder schedule. Don't get me wrong. The only thing that concerns me with Seattle is Charbonnet's not there running the football. It's all on Kenneth Walker. Charbonnet getting hurt.
His backup Panoli?
I think so, yeah. And on the flip side of it, with New England, it looked like Travion Henderson took the role of the lead back, and Stevenson was running back too. Now it seems to be flipped. You go take a look at the last 5 games for New England. They rarely use Travion Henderson, by the way. So I don't know what they're going to do there. Really, I'm going to go back and forth on this all the way up until Sunday. I mean, I know who my pick's going to be, but I think, and I'm going to say it till the day I die, guys. You know what I'm going to say? Whoever can run the ball the best, that can stop the run, and you limit the turnovers, that's who's going to win the game. And again, we got Drake May, first-time Super Bowl, Sam Darnold, first-time Super Bowl. What are the jitters going to be like for both teams? Because a lot of those guys have not been in a Super Bowl before.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I think that is where the Mike Vrabel factor can kind of come into play a little bit.
Agreed.
That being said, he's not on the field. Like, he can only tell those guys so much. When you're on the field and you know that everything rests on your shoulders, obviously that can change things. But I think that he will be a bit of a calming presence when it comes to that, just for the
Mhm.
simple fact that he can kind of walk him through that. Drake May seems like a pretty cool customer. And this sounds weird to say considering he's only been in the league 2 years, but I think that the pressure is probably going to affect Sam Darnold more than Drake May. And
Really?
just a hunch. Drake May just seems like he's very composed. Just like, in that AFC title game when he had to get that first down, like the confidence that he had to call his own number on that rollout.
Well, I can kind of see your point because you remember last year when Sam Darnold had his chance with NFC Championship, he took a massive poop. Lamar Jackson.
Yep. And
So-
I mean, he was bad like fourth quarter or what did I say, December. Darnold in Minnesota, he was bad all the way through.
Yeah.
And then he had the kind of decent game, but then again, he got to the championship game and it was bad. It was very bad. And he's looked good so far. But again, this is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just, and I fucking hate it. I absolutely hate it that the Patriots look like they have another guy. It was one thing to see the Packers who living in Chicago. No, I don't like the Bears. Never have, not in any way, shape, or form. But we also have our fair share of Packer fans, and they're every bit as prickish and obnoxious as Bears fans. So it was painful to watch them have Brett Favre for as long as they did, and then Aaron Rodgers comes along, and here my football fandom, I suffered through fucking Bubby Brister and Cordell Stewart and Kent fucking Graham until we got to Ben, and now here we are 5 years of like, who the fuck's going to be our quarterback? And then these sons of bitches in the Northeast go from Tom fucking Brady to Drake May now, and it makes me sick. But I feel like he might be that guy.
Now, the only thing I would, in regards to the Drake May thing, it's interesting how last year, when after he played, everybody's like, "Oh, he's not going to be anything. Let's just ship him off." Now there are people such as yourself, Deez, are saying, "Okay, maybe he is the next guy." It's amazing how a head coach or coaching staff will turn somebody around from being a pile of Lamar Jackson, aka poop,
choke artist.
Yeah. To maybe they have something.
Now I don't was Josh McDaniel or Daniel, whatever, I'd never remember.
Josh McDaniel.
Is it Mick? Okay.
Yeah.
Was he there last year with?
No.
Okay, so Vrabel brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. That's another guy that, for one, he's been in the league for fucking ever, and he still looks like he's 14. But he does well with quarterbacks, man. You got to give him credit.
Yeah, he's another one of those coaches. He's another one of those coaches that aren't head coaches, but he's a great OC.
Yeah.
I'll just get out of the way now. I fucking hate the Patriots.
We're right there with you, man.
Two guys that I've got circled here as far as my X factors go. Eddie Prather's checking in. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Yeah. DEEZ here and Chipper from Steel City Renegades joining me, Eddie. Thanks for coming in. He's also another Cole County entertainment guy. Kayshawn Booty, Captain Booty, over there for the Patriots is an X factor. And AJ Barner.
DEEZ has a nice booty, by the way.
And AJ Barner, the tight end for the Seahawks, because if they focus on Jackson Smith and Jigman too much, I've seen AJ Barner this year have a couple of really, really solid games. So I've got those two circled. Who are your X factors? Chipper, who's your X factor? You can sucking on your baby bottle there.
Are we talking about offense or whoever?
You can pick whoever you want to.
My X factor on the Seattle side, I'll put this out there as my number one X factor. It's a matchup.
Mm-hmm.
DeMarcus Lawrence against Will Campbell. That is my matchup X factor for that.
Okay.
Because Will Campbell's been outstanding at left tackle for the Patriots, and we all know who DeMarcus Lawrence is. So we'll see how that works out. Can Will Campbell protect Drake May from DeMarcus Lawrence? From individual X factor, I kind of like DEEZ's thing about the Hunter Henry thing. And I didn't really give it much thought until then, because obviously I'm thinking the JSN, the Cooper Cup, Stefan Diggs. But man, Hunter Henry, yeah, I'll go with that. I'll even throw this out there, just throwing a shot in the dark. Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, you never, provided he can hang on to the ball.
Yeah. Yep. DEEZ.
Yeah. I think that with Vrabel coming from the Bill Belichick school of thought, they're going to do everything in their power to take Jackson Smith and Jigba out of the game. So I think the big X factors, plural, are going to be Cooper Kupp and Rashid Shaheed. Seattle is going to have to take advantage of those matchups, because I think Vrabel is going to do everything in his power to limit Jackson Smith and Jigba. Now, we've seen that a lot of teams have tried to do that, and it just doesn't work out to their favor. But Christian Gonzalez is one of the top flight corners in the league. So they're definitely going to give him hell. But I think if Cooper Kupp can, recapture a little of that old Rams magic, which we've seen flashes of it, and Sam Darnold doesn't absolutely shit himself, then I think Seattle will be in pretty good shape. And again, I'm with him. I'm going to go with Hunter Henry. I think tight ends are Seattle's weakness. And if there's something there to be exploited, that's where it's going to be. Or, again, to piggyback off of Chipper, a mix of either Stevenson and, I mean, you got to throw all the cards on the table. So I would expect that we're going to see Travion a little bit more this game, just to throw Seattle a wrinkle that they may not be anticipating, just because he hasn't been on the field that much down the stretch.
Eddie's got two comments here real quick, and he's fucking killing me here. I think I give the advantage to the Pats when it comes to coaching. My X factor is Josh McDaniels, lots of experience in these types of games. Eddie, you're killing me, man.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
Coaching staff alone, you have to give the edge to the Patriots, just because those guys, either as players or as assistant coaches, they've been through this more times than they can count. On the flip side, Seattle, they haven't. I like their coach. I think Mike is an excellent coach, but this is his first time really in the big dance, as far as I know, at least in any kind of prominent role. So that could play a factor, just having that calming presence of guys that have been there multiple times. And again, I hate that it's with the Patriots, but it is what it is.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is like the first Super Bowl in a long time there's, shall we say, no real superstar to look forward to. I mean, the past Super Bowls has always been the quarterback or the wide receiver, but in this case, other than maybe JSN, there's really no superstar per se to look to take over the game.
Yeah, and even JSN is still, I mean, let's be honest, in his infancy when it comes to his NFL stardom. But you got Sam Darnold, who has been kicked out of more than one building, and Drake May, who's not there yet, but on the cusp. But there isn't the poster boy, on either side of the field. It's just like somebody's going to come out of this game and be that guy. Yeah, who's going to snatch it.
There is no focus on, say, the Matthew Stafford, the Justin Jefferson, throughout, all these various names that you want to talk about. There is no, quote, superstar, again, that you're looking specifically at. These are two team-oriented teams. Yeah,
I think what's really going to happen is which defense is going to play better in the trenches as far as the run goes, because they're not going to
the run thing again.
Seattle. Look, Drake May or Sam Darnold is going to have to beat the defenses with their arms, period. Because neither defense is going to let the running game go off, to be quite honest with you. They're both great against the run, and I just think
that New England's defensive line is better against the run than Seattle's defensive line is against the run. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, the big difference, I think, when you're comparing the two quarterbacks and running the ball and everything, is that Drake May is going to be more of a threat to get outside the pocket and do some damage than a Sam Darnold is. So that could be a huge thing. It could also be a huge thing for my parlay, because if Drake May scores that touchdown, then I'm feeling pretty good about that. But yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, as much as Ryan pounds the whole run the ball, win the game kind of thing week after week on Renegades, in this game especially, he's not wrong. I think that both teams have solid defenses, and I like all of the running backs really that these teams have. I think Henderson is going to be a stud, and he's just kind of going through some growing pains. But I think that, you know, the better matchup when it comes to that running game is going to be, there's two of them. What the fuck is going on?
Oh,
I have no idea.
One is bad enough. One is bad
What
enough.
the
Now we got
fuck
two of
is
them.
going on? Hold on.
That is
What
wild.
is fucking going on here?
I thought we had a new special guest, and it was the
Jesus
same fucking
Christ. The fuck?
We're professionals here, ladies and gentlemen.
Power of live streaming.
We weren't talking about you behind your back whatsoever. Just let you know.
Who's playing more with house money, guys? Drake May or Sam Darnold?
Ooh, Drake May. No.
I almost think it's Sam Darnold, because you know, like I said, he's been thrown out of. I guess he wasn't thrown out of Minnesota, but I mean, the Jets couldn't fucking wait to get rid of him. He wasn't he in San Francisco for a year?
He was
backup. Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They didn't, see anything worth keeping. I think he had one or two decent games as a backup, which is what landed him in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So even then they didn't know. And he ends up winning 14 games with Minnesota.
Yep. And they let him go for JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, even games that they were winning down the stretch, Darnold wasn't looking good. And then in the playoffs, we saw what happened. So they're like, okay, yeah, we'll give JJ a shot. And so, yeah, I think it's him playing more with house money. Drake May, I mean, he's potentially going to win the MVP tonight. It is tonight, right?
I think so.
Is it? Oh. Yeah, it's kind of like the Pro Bowl. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, they're doing the Hall of Fame tonight. Don't they do that at the honors?
Think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Believe so. Yeah. Eddie Prater chiming in again. I think not that. I said that earlier. Charbonnet. Everything's negative on Seattle. Eddie, you're killing me here. Both are playing with house money. No one expected the Pats to be in the Super Bowl. No, of course not.
No. Let me ask you this, since you just said that comment. What are both of your thoughts? And I'm surprised we haven't brought this up on Renegades about the picture, the preseason big collage where like they have all these NFL guys staring at the stadium, and at the bigger guys that are closer to the camera, so to speak, are all players from the teams that you might expect to make a playoff run. You had Eagles, you had JJ or TJ was there, you had Lamar, and like all these guys that were like potential playoff teams. And then if you squint your fucking eyes really hard and look all the way at the front, two little bitty guys was Drake May and Sam Darnold.
Was Patrick Mahomes one of them? Was Patrick Mahomes one of them too?
Yes.
Saying it's fixed. Saying it's rigged.
And so the whole like super like the conspiracy NFL is scripted. Like it's just weird that those two guys were literally at the very front of that poster.
Well, you know how I am about conspiracies. Have to convert with was it the Illuminati's?
So that was the preseason thing.
Okay.
And if you zoom all the way up there, there's Drake May and Sam Darnold at the very front.
How do you
Is it?
come?
I mean,
How do you
isn't
even
that
think of this
wild?
stuff? How do you think of this stuff, Deez?
I didn't. It was on Twitter.
No, no. How you come up with this topic right now? I mean, it's
He said something about they're not supposed to be there. Sorry, I'm going off on
okay.
a tangent, but
No,
I
no,
mean,
that's
really,
cool.
like that's how, like you can see in that picture who the favorites were because they were the guys that
Yeah.
were close to the camera. So
Yeah.
neither one of those teams was on anybody's radar.
That's
You know?
true.
I looked at the schedule and I saw Seattle as our home opener. I thought we were going to kick the shit out of them.
But you mean you didn't? You mean you didn't have the Patriots making the Super Bowl in your preseason bet parlay or whatever?
No, they
Nah.
won what 4 games last year?
You didn't take them at like plus 10, 15,000 or something like that? I
No.
mean, come on.
No.
Hey, imagine if you would have laid your money preseason on the Hoosiers to win the fucking national title in football. I don't know what the odds were preseason wise, but even if you would have laid $10 down on that, probably would have won about $5,000.
I
So-
think it, oh god, I read I think it was like plus 10,000,
Something like that. Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
ESPN 60 bets for Super Bowl 60. I'll just read some of them to you that they came up with. Seahawks first quarter money line, full time money line is plus 135. They're saying take the Seahawks in that particular situation. What else? Under 22.5 first half points, minus 112.
Ooh. Huh.
Seahawks team total over 25.5, minus 110.
I'll take the under.
Let's see, what else do they have on here? Total points over 45.5, minus 115.
45 at the half?
45.5.
Oh, at the half. Oh, okay.
No, 45.5, 45.5.
Gotcha. I took
Drake
the under.
May, 36 plus pass attempts, plus 289.
Wow, that's a lot.
May, plus 20 completions, minus 127.
I think if May throws over 36 times, they're in a lot of trouble.
Correct.
What do they have here on Darnold? Darnold under 230.5 passing yards, minus 111.
Hey, take Drake May for throwing at least one interception. That's
There
a
you go.
given. Drake May, at least one interception. Take it.
Rushing, Kenneth Walker over 72.5 yards rushing, minus 112.
Under.
Let's see what else. Travion Henderson, longest rush, 10 plus yards, plus 143.
I'll take the over.
Let's see what else.
Last one.
Receiving
he's-
prop, JSN over 94.5 receiving yards, minus 113.
Ooh.
Keyshawn Butte over 30.5 receiving yards, minus 115. What other stupid ass shit do they have on here?
Hey,
Yep.
take either kicker. 2+ field goals.
Yeah, that would be a good one. So let me get your opinion on this. I made 2 bets.
Okay.
One was the one I told you about, the 5-leg anytime touchdown score, $25 to win 3,000. The other one,
Shit.
yeah, the other one was
Wait. Hold on a second. That's a 5-leg anytime touchdown parlay? No shit.
yeah, plus it's like plus
you think
4,000 or whatever.
You think there's gonna be 5 touchdowns scored?
I think you know what I think this game, when you look at it, looks like it's going to be this defensive, like just slobber knocker.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've got it in my gut that these guys are going to throw some haymakers and we're going to get some big plays. I think we're going to get a lot more scoring than, and maybe this is my betting brain talking because the next bet that I made requires some touchdowns, but it's not that difficult. Here's the bet.
Okay. Go ahead.
Both teams, if each of them scores 1 rushing and passing touchdown, so a total of 4 touchdowns,
Yeah.
both teams before halftime, $25 wins me 3,100.
I don't see that happening.
Shut up. Nobody asked you.
I'm just saying that the rushing
Hey.
thing is the rushing one is what throws it off.
All right, win unless you play. That's what they say. So, all right, before we get into our picks, a couple of NFL stuff I want to get into before we make our official picks.
Hey, DEEZ, feel free to throw me, throw some of that cash that you have that you can afford to bet $25 on each parlay.
The only
that
reason
you do.
I even have that is because the anytime one that I didn't even know I won until the next day.
Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
Your gentleman's thoughts on Robert Kraft saying an 18-game schedule is most likely to happen.
I think he better fucking talk to the NFLPA before he opens his mouth, because
The NFLPA has come out. The interim president has said players aren't for it, but you know how the owners are. So, and they're going to cut preseason to 2 games, but they want to increase the regular season to 18 games. Plus, every fucking team gets an overseas game.
they're gonna, if they do 18 games, then they have to go to 2 buys.
Yep.
Which again extends the season another week, one way or the other. Which
into March.
Well, I guess it doesn't really extend it because they, like he said, they're just gonna. Well, no, the bye is gonna extend it 1 week regardless.
Yep.
But it does kill another preseason game. Look, as somebody who loves football and absolutely goes into depression when it's not around, I'm in favor, but it's still going to be tough. There's going to be obstacles. You can't sit there and preach to me about all these rule changes and treating quarterbacks like they're fucking women. No offense to the ladies, but talk about player safety initiative and all that. Oh yeah, but go run into a brick wall for 1 more week for us.
Yep.
It's the big money machine. It may not happen this year, but it's gonna happen. Eventually it's gonna go that way. I don't know when the next CBA is up. I think that might be when it does happen, because the NFLPA is going to want a lot of concessions in order to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're going to want a lot of concessions. I'm not a fan of 18-game schedule for some effect. I'm looking at it from a player's point of view. I mean, we're already playing 17 games as it is, and the preseason, training camp, all this stuff, and we're already taking a toll on our body. We're always doing testing on CTE, brain, concussions and all that stuff. And players are already having to deal with injuries after the fact, and with all the knee surgeries that they're dealing with, and all that shit.
You're going to have to expand the rosters because you're going to have more players hurt, and more players hurt means that more players are getting on the field that probably shouldn't be on the field, which is going to lead to sloppier football.
Yep.
So,
and they'll just come out with fucking AI robots. We'll just throw AI robots out there, let them play. AI robots gets hit. Yeah.
But it's coming. I don't think we'll be alive to see it, but it's coming.
But then again, everybody knows that the NFL is the big money maker sport, so they'll do whatever the hell they want to make the big money, because NFL is God. It's nobody. NFL is that, and then maybe the NBA, and then whatever sports after that.
If the owners do this and it comes to fruition, they don't give a fuck about the player's safety. They don't care about their health. They don't care about jack diddly shit. Like next year, who is it that is playing in fucking Australia? You don't care about the player's well-being. You're flying them to fucking Australia to play an NFL game. Nobody in Australia gives a fuck about the NFL. They don't care about NFL football. They got rugby down there.
That's not entirely true, because today on Pat McAfee, they had Rob Irwin, which is Crocodile Hunter's kid, who looks just like him. I mean,
does he really?
Yes. I thought fucking dude came back from the dead, because it looks just like him, sounds like him, and everything. But anyway, and again, he's on a show talking about it. But He says that they're very excited about it, that they love football, and that's why they did their whole Aussie rules type shit. But I do see your point, Ryan. But I mean, we've talked about this on Renegades. Every time Dave bitches about an international game, it's not going away.
Nope.
Mhm.
Roger Goodell has said multiple times that his goal is to have an international game every week of the season, and
Yeah.
it's a matter of time. And back to your point on they don't give a shit about player safety.
They
What
don't.
but they do, but only in the sense of they want to protect the money guys. You know, the star quarterbacks. Like that's all they give a shit about keeping them healthy for, because if they're on the field, guess what? Ratings. Like that's the
Right.
only way that they care about safety. They want those guys to be able to play so that people that love them can be able to tune in and money, 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 money.
Ratings, jersey sales, ticket sales, helmet
Yep.
sales, merchandise sales. That's it. Yeah, that's the only. Those are the only players that they actually give a shit about. Other than that, the other 49 other 49 players on the team, they don't give a shit about.
Yeah. Agreed.
So if they start the game in Australia, let's say at 1 o'clock in the afternoon their time, what the fuck time do I got to get up to watch the game? Because they're like 17 hours ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I was just gonna say it'll be like the game will be on Saturday for us.
Yeah.
And the reason that I know that so well is because I'm an Xbox gamer, and a lot of times I will change the settings on my Xbox to New Zealand to play a game early because it releases in New Zealand 18 hours before it releases here.
You've got way too much time on your hands.
So, on the bright side, on that one particular week, we will have an NFL game for us on a Saturday.
Oh God.
Like I don't even
I'm
know
not
who the two teams are. I don't even know
I'm
who they
not-
are.
I'm not gonna lie. There was what, one or two games that I was up on a Sunday because I wasn't doing Renegades or whatever. That I woke up at early in the morning and I started watching the England and whatever games at 9 in the morning. I'm like, well, what the hell? And from there,
As just
not-
a pure football fan, those games, like those European games, are awesome because, like what Chipper just said, you wake up, you cook your bacon and eggs, and boom, football's on all day.
yeah,
You got all the way through Sunday Night Football. The problem is, with the exception of the very few, like this year, Minnesota and Pittsburgh and Ireland, but for the most part, they're sending fucking Cincinnati and Miami and Jacksonville. Like,
Phil,
I'm not getting up for that shit.
dude.
So if they have better matchups, then I think it'll matter a little bit. But the problem, like right now, is that they have to send those teams because those are the teams that are struggling to put asses in their own seats. So they send them over to London, where they don't give a shit. They just happy to have football.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We've come to the portion of the show. We make our Super Bowl picks. I know we got about 6-7 minutes left, but anything else?
And you said we weren't going to make it an hour.
Yeah, I know. That's just
It's already an hour past my bedtime.
and I appreciate you, DEEZ.
Not a problem.
So now Seattle's favorite by 4.5. So the odds makers are giving a little bit of love to New England. It being that low as far as -4.5. So Chipper, I'll start with you. When you look at the game in totality, who wins, what's the score, and why does that team win?
I got Seattle winning. I did not take the spread, but I took the over under total points. I took the under of the total points because I'm not, man. I don't know if New England will cover or not. I think it will be a close game, but I think it'll be a low scoring game. But yeah, I'm taking Seattle for the simple fact I think they have the better defense. That's the only reason. Both quarterbacks are playing on the biggest stage of their lives, their careers. Which one, if anyone, will take a crap in the biggest stage? Who knows? But yeah, I'm taking Seattle. I'm taking the under total points, and I'm taking because for the simple fact that I think Seattle's got the better defense.
DEEZ?
I find it interesting that the line has not moved in
Mhm.
almost 2 weeks. It literally opened at 4.5 and here we are. It still sits at 4.5. I'm with Chipper on the defensive situation. You know, Seattle's defense, even if Sam Darnold doesn't play his greatest, I trust that defense a little bit more than New England's defense. That being said, I think it is going to be a close game. I still, again, my gut just tells me that these teams are going to put more points on the board than we think. I think we've had some slow starts here lately. But at the end of the day, I basically have to
Take the Patriots. Take the Patriots.
I have to say what I said on Renegades. If Seattle's fucking plane would have crashed on the way to San Francisco, I'd still pick them because I cannot, in good conscience, pick the New England Patriots for any reason whatsoever. Fuck New England. Fuck Robert Kraft. Fuck anybody who wears those fucking ugly ass fucking colors. Give me Seattle 30-26.
Ooh, 30-26. Eddie,
I need those anytime touchdown scores.
Well, for all the fucking shit that Eddie talked, he is taking Seattle 20, Patriots 17. All that shit about the Patriots. Look,
These you will be hearing from Dave Portnoy about in regards to the uniforms and all that shit. Just to let you know.
Give me my number.
I think what you're going to see for Seattle is a heavy dose of Kenneth Walker offensively. Take the pressure off of Darnold. As D said, I think what New England's going to try and do is double team Jackson Smith and Jigba, which is going to have to look at AJ Barner. Another one of the Seattle receivers is going to need to step up. And then for New England, I think like you guys were saying, Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson. I think Seattle is going to force Drake May to try and beat them. When all is said and done, I just think that Seattle defensively a little bit better than New England. I think offensively they're mirror images of one another. I've got Seattle winning 26-20. Seattle. Look, and if Seattle gets on the goal line, there ain't no fucking
run the fucking ball.
Run the fucking If they get on the goal line this time with a chance to win it, they're gonna run Kenneth Walker to third 4 straight fucking times. Is what they're gonna do.
Yeah, that was literally my exact quote at the end of the show last week. Run the goddamn ball if you're on the one.
You know what'll happen is DEEZ will have 4 out of his 5 touchdown scores hit, and when it comes down to the last game.
If this happens, Chipper, I am coming to fucking Elvira, Ohio, or wherever the fuck you live, and I'm breaking my foot off in your ass.
Sam Darnold would run it in as opposed to Kenneth Walker. Just throwing it out there.
I swear to God, if you just manifested that, I'll never fucking speak to you again.
DEEZ, good luck with that 5-leg parlay, bro. Seriously, good luck.
Thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight. It's been a pleasure. Tell your friends, tell your family. 4 Down Territory here on the Cole County Entertainment Network. I want to thank the Chipper. I want to thank Mr. DEEZ for joining in on this balmy Thursday night here in the Northeast.
It's like a sauna out here in Cleveland area, man. It's like 18 degrees today.
I will be at the Leaf and Bean Cigar Lounge over there in Florence, New Jersey for the Super Bowl watch-along party. I'll be hopping on at 5:30 p.m. to when they close and the Super Bowl's over. So tune in if you can. So
you're actually a cigar smoker?
I do enjoy a good cigar every once in a while. Yes.
Oh, what's your brand? What's your preference?
It's a brand called Asylum 13.
Okay.
Nice smoke.
I forget what the brand is, but the champagne anniversary 10 champagne.
Are those Lewinsky approved?
Sorry, Brian, let's get the hell out of here. So you're
fine. We're a little bit over. It's okay. That's fine. The Asylum 13s are kind of Lewinsky approved. Like every time I'm smoking one, I'm thinking of Monica Lewinsky.
Nice and girthy.
Go look them up. They're literally like this fucking. They're like this fucking thick. They're huge. So
Oh,
the time I'm
Jesus.
smoking, I'm going, Monica.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Where are we
guys,
going now?
thanks.
We're trying to get out of here. Now we're going to totally.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah. Enjoy the Super Bowl, man.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Ryan.
We'll see you.
Yep, no problem. Have a good one.
You
See
too.
ya.
Where's my fucking music? Here we go.
Lights are bright, the field's alive. 4 yards to glory where legends thrive. Ryan, that's the name, the game's the grind. Big hits, big plays, the crowds a roar. Every inch matters when you're fighting for more.